Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the International Fab Talks. Thank you for being a part of our journey. And yes, dear friends, what do we have so special on the International Fab Talks? Connecting with the unsung heroes, the common man. How he or she could really make a beautiful life for themselves, and not only for themselves, they create a beautiful world for others. And today we have a beautiful person, a person who's given her very best to the educational sector. She is a principal. She is Miss Elizabeth M.R., all the way from Palavakkam, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. She's a principal focusing on education, and she would love every single student in her school to score well. Let's welcome our special celebrity for today. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session, dear.
Thank you. I'm happy to be part of this program. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, dear. Thank you for accepting the invitation, dear ma'am. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Dear friends, let's get to know about our special celebrity in an official way. Ma'am, I will just get to share your profile in an official way with your permission. Yes, dear.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Dear friends, it's really a privilege and a honor to always share the official profile of our special celebrity, who is Miss Elizabeth, today with us all the way from Palavakkam. Dear ma'am, we are going to go ahead and share your profile. As my friends, I would like to tell you that our special guest was born in Nagercoil, which is located in Tamil Nadu as well. She got a primary education over there in Nagercoil, but her dad was a government, she was working in the government sector, a government fishery sector. And that department, he had to move from one place to another, and he was transferred to Tuticorin. And ma'am completed her high school and as well as college at Tuticorin. And our celebrity has 4 sisters. That's so beautiful to have sisters with you, and 1 brother. So they are totally 5 siblings together. She is married to a beautiful person, a like-minded person, a person called Mr.Muller, who's been helping her all through her journey. And you know what's the beautiful fact? After her marriage, her father-in-law started a wonderful school called as, a matriculation school. And guess which year, my dear friends? 1973. 50 years back. That's beautiful. So now they are running this beautiful, prestigious school, the Golden Jubilee Institution. That's really very nice. She is the principal, and her husband is the correspondent of the school, which is named after the founder. That is MANUELMONY Higher Secondary School, located in Palavakkam. That is in and around Chennai on the Serene ECR. And they have been serving the poor and the downtrodden children. You know what is the best part of the school is to giving access to the education that is really required for those children who can't afford, whose parents can't afford to pay their fees or can't afford to give them a better education. So here they are serving the poor and the downtrodden children, providing them with quality education, focusing on their character building, focusing on academics, and focusing on bringing out brighter students in India. And friends, every year they give 100% results. And especially if it's a public exam, they focus a lot on giving the best results and seeing every small bud blooming. And our special celebrity, that is Miss Elizabeth, she's been taking 10th class English. She handles English and she takes that beautiful language for the 10th class students. And for the past 10 years, she's been giving her expertise in this field, being a teacher, a principal. And every time they have got 100% results, or you can say centum results, always. Now, their eldest son, that is Joshua Manuel, is looking after the entire administration part along with the parents, that is Miss Elizabeth and Mr. Muller, and their elder son, that is Joshua Manuel, are managing the school so well. And the younger son is completing his MS degree in Germany. What a beautiful way to contribute to the world, to want all the children to rise in a beautiful field, the academic sector. And to belong to the academic sector, that is a gift from God. To be in this beautiful field, it's a noble profession. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Thank you, ma'am. You gave a wonderful introduction. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you very much. Because I love the way when you said, we are focusing on those children who are unfortunate, the downtrodden, the poor children. In fact, they have to get the best of education. I really believe in that. Yes, ma'am. Dear ma'am, how would you define yourself? Ninga yarma, who is Miss Elizabeth M.R.? And how do you feel sitting on the chair of the principal and being the principal and as well as a teacher, how did you all enter into this beautiful journey?
Yes, to define myself, I can be called the responsible first daughter. That is how I always consider myself. Um, in my childhood, I was very obedient, and that made me responsible. Responsible elder sister. That's what I always consider myself. And after marriage also, it was that I was the first daughter-in-law, and my patience helped me to run the family very well. In my husband's side also, 5 siblings. So it was in 94 that I got married, and it went on very well. That patience and love for the family took me throughout my life and career. That's what I can say about my.
Yes, dear ma'am, thank you so much for sharing. As you said, patience. Patience is the mother of all virtues. Yes, dear one. If you have patience, you will really reach great heights. That's really so nice. And I love the fact when you said I was the most, the eldest daughter, the eldest daughter-in-law. Yes, and I was the most responsible person, had to take up responsibilities. That is very nice. And I had a lot of patience. These are the two things, responsibility and patience. That will take you really a long way, my dear friends. Don't give up. Keep connected with yourself. Follow the path of truth and peace. Dear ma'am, I really love the way you put it. No, I found myself to be a very obedient child and the eldest responsible one. Yes, dear. That's really nice. A great role model for the family and for the society as well. And yes. Dear ma'am, who inspired you to become a principal? Who inspired you to take up teaching? And what was it that made you enter into this field? Who was the inspiration behind it?
No, becoming the principal, it was, I don't know how it came about. Since my husband, they owned the school, first they made me as a teacher only. I was a teacher for 1 year. For 1 year, I was a teacher. Then they made me the principal. Now, there were 3 branches actually, and I was made the principal for one of the branch. And my career started in 2003. I became the principal. Earlier, I had done my MA and B.Ed. Already, I have my MA and also B.Ed. And I worked in one school also. Before marriage, I worked in one school in the Tambaram. From Tuticorin, I came to Tambaram, stayed in one residential. It was a residential school. I stayed there and I worked as a teacher. After that, I got appointment in Tirunelveli College, MDT Hindu College, as English, that is they call assistant professor. I worked as assistant professor in MDT Hindu College. It was a men's college. I worked 1 year in college because I had cleared my UGC examination, University Grants Commission eligibility for lecturership examination. I cleared when I was doing my MA. And through employment, I got that job, assistant professor. It was in 93. After that, I got married. And when I came to Chennai, again, teaching profession started. That's how it went on.
It's a beautiful journey, ma'am. It's really a beautiful journey. And as you've said, like whenever you've been teaching students, been focusing on students as you're an English teacher, you always focus on getting 100% results. Yes, you've been teaching them for the past 10 years, you've said. So I'd like to ask you a question. Like, do you miss teaching now? Do you miss teaching? Because
Really. Yes, I miss teaching. Now, I used to say, I feel like a fish out of water. I'm not able to be with the children. And, when I am doing teaching, I was very fluent. I was able to communicate very well. The thought process was also very smooth. After being only a principal, many things are being lost because all the work or delegation, such things are only going on. And my communication with students, I really missed a lot. And
Yes.
I'm asking my husband to give me teaching again, which is not doing.
Yes, dear. I get to understand that, a teacher is always happy with students. And once you're the principal, you start missing all of that, right? Yes, I get that. Yes, ma'am. But I think as a principal, you're doing a wonderful job. And definitely you are teaching the youngsters how to delegate work, how to get the work done. Yes, dear. That's really nice. So, dear friends, we go ahead with the next question and get to know more about Miss Elizabeth, the principal of a beautiful school, Money School. We'll just check about it. Dear ma'am, as the principal or as a teacher, where do you find more stress, more challenges? Did you find challenges as a teacher or do you find challenges as the principal?
Challenges as a teacher is not so much. Challenge as a teacher is not that much, I can say, because our job ends with the classroom itself. But as a principal, there is a lot of, I can say, challenge you asked, no, ma'am? Challenge.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, there are a lot of challenges because we have a lot of things to meet with. The completion of work with from the teacher's side, and parents will be coming and asking us a lot of concession. This leave request, so many things are there. Misbehavior of students with the higher secondary students, some of them, one or two may misbehave. We have to deal with that. So the challenges as a principal is more than the challenge as a teacher. That's what I feel.
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree with you. I understand. The teacher's job is done once the class is done, right? The bell rings, it's over. But for the principal, it's 24/7, 365 days. Everything.
Yes,
Yes, I get
yes,
that.
ma'am.
I understand that very well. Thank you for sharing it very clearly, ma'am. That's really nice. Dear ma'am, I would love you to share your childhood incident when you were a little child, when you were in school or at home. Any incident that you remember? You said you were very quiet, obedient. So any
Yes,
incident
ma'am.
fresh in your mind?
It is, I am a little different in this aspect. I remember more details of my childhood than anybody else. I can say that because I had a very good childhood, very happy, and I grew under the care of my parents. They, both of them, they dedicated their time for me. As I told, in Nagercoil, it's a very good place, very serene, lot of natural things to be enjoyed. That is, we take bath in the river, we play under the coconut trees. So such things, we that was very good for the growth of the children. And my parents, they were very keen in teaching me whatever way they could. I in one of the parents meeting, I spoke this way that ஆங்கிலம் என் தந்தை மடியில் வளர்ந்தது, தமிழ் என் தாயின் மடியில் வளர்ந்தது அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன். என்னோட இங்கிலீஷ் வந்து it grew. My dad used to make me sit on his lap and he used to teach me. He used to hold the book like this. He used to be teaching me from behind. He makes me read everything line by line, and in that way I learned English, and my mother taught me Tamil. It was in my first standard. That is so fresh in my mind. They were very keen in educating me. I was very fortunate. They spent a lot of their time and energy to teach me. And in my childhood, I can say whichever school I studied, I remember very, very clearly in Nagercoil. There is a school called SLB school in Nagercoil, which has which has brought up many children. Many people have risen from that school. And if anybody hears my speech, about SLB, they will be jubilant and very happy. It has such an impression that school itself can give you a space for growth, I can say, a vast building. I miss it very badly. I want to visit my SLB school and I want to relive the feeling once again. Such a big school it used to be, and the teachers, everybody, they were very involved and they were very sincere those days, I can say. And that is one of my childhood memory in Nagercoil. Nature, the vast school atmosphere, dedicated teachers, and everything went on to make me what I am today. And again in Tuticorin also, I studied in one of the best schools called St. Aloysius Higher Secondary School. It was a aided school for girls. There also, that school, no, later I learned that it is very famous for English grammar. One of my friends told me Aloysius is famous for English grammar. And then only I realized I was lucky enough, I was fortunate to have joined that school. So lot of childhood memories I have which are very green, and that is what made me, I can say. Thank you for asking about my childhood.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing all of that. When you said my dad used to make me sit down, and at the back from behind, he would make me sit on his lap and teach me and I learned Tamil from my mother and English from my father, and the different schools that you've attended, you've shared all of that. Very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful journey. Dear ma'am, now as a principal, uh, or as an academician, we could call that, as an academician, what are the challenges you face? We all know the challenges that you face, different challenges. How do you manage the challenges? We want to know. In what way you could tackle all the challenges that you face in your everyday profession?
It is to put in simple words, challenging situation comes only very rarely. Challenges are there, but every day we spend, no, this day should be smooth. This day should be smooth. That is what we feel at the beginning of the day. And most of the days go smoothly. Unexpectedly, we get into situation. And when I talk of challenges, for the past 10 years or so, we are facing challenges. I don't know whether I am correct not to say it like that. We are getting challenge from the government side. That is, they have started everything like, database and everything, and they started to call for datas. Immediately we get a mail asking so many particulars. This maybe caste wise particulars, and this Aadhaar card things came. There is something called the EMIS, Education Management Information System. All those things, they were all very hectic sessions for us. Immediately by the end of the day, we will have to submit a lot of data. We have to hand over to some school, and there will be this kind of stress was more other than the everyday challenges. That's what we felt for the past 10 years or so. We are facing that thing.
Yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. I understand that. Yes, dear. The administration part will be a little tough. It will be a little difficult. To other people, it appears to be very easy and rosy, but really the inner work that we do is really
Yes.
challenging. And of course, we have to face all of that because we are in the educational sector. And ma'am, you're doing a brilliant job. And I see that there's a lot of happiness and joy where you sit there and give a lot of love to your students and would love to see them growing. Yes, dear. Apart from the challenges, you want to continue the growth of your students and the institution. Dear ma'am, is there any book you would love to suggest today for all of us? That yes, this book could be of best use to you.
I came across a book called Every Child as a Reader. Every Child as a Reader, which I happened to purchase in the book fair. That is one of my teachers only. He bought and he showed to me. That is no right from the age of 3, children are made to read. You might have heard of that, ma'am. And how every child can be made to read from an early stage. That was an interesting book. And there are many things which I don't recollect now suddenly. But
Yes,
I can tell you about one book which I don't know, you'll have that question in the later session. This is a book I got as a prize in 1983 for getting first mark in English in the 10th public examination. I was the district first in Tuticorin. This is called The Firebird. This book is called The Firebird, a Russian translation. This was the one book which was a treasure for all of our siblings. We used to read the story again and again. Firebird, it is called. I keep it as a treasure. And one more book. This is Indian writing in English, which is my favorite subject. I got it as a first prize, college first. This I got. And one book I wrote for my parents, praising their dedication and love. I collected from all my relatives and friends, everything, and I published a book last year. I consider these 3 books as very valuable to me.
what a way to celebrate life, ma'am. So beautiful. Rombo nalla. I am very happy. Really so
Thank you.
happy. Thank you for sharing them. Thank you for sharing those books with us. It's really a pleasure to know that you've even written a book with so much of devotion to your parents, giving them a beautiful tribute. That's
Yes.
really very nice. And the 2 gifts that you got, that's also so nice.
So memorable.
Thank you so much. My dear friends, have you seen how the unsung heroes have been focusing on building themselves and building the lives of people around them? That's what makes them more beautiful. And yes, they are sharing their journey with us on the International Fab Talks. It's a pleasure. It's a honor. Yes, dear ma'am, I'm really happy and glad. Thank you so much. Would you like to share something else?
No, you may proceed with the questions.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, how do you want the people to remember you? How should people remember Elizabeth ma'am? And why?
In future, you are asking about, the people whom I meet, how they should remember me. No, my way of expectation is I want to be remembered as a person who is always ready to help anyone. That's my nature. In what way I can help somebody, that's what I always look for. And to my best, I try to see that their needs are met with. That's what I do. That way I can see.
Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Dear ma'am, do you think there is any such movie that has been produced which concentrates on focuses on the educational system and how students are connected and growing in a beautiful way with the education that they are receiving from schools and colleges? Is there any movie that comes to your mind, your favorite one?
Yes, ma'am. There are that Tare Zameen Per. I think that was a wonderful movie that made by Amir Khan. That was very nice. I made the teachers to watch it also in our auditorium. That was a wonderful movie. And some movies that is by Samutrakani. One movie was made in Tamil. That also was a very nice movie. And one more thing by Jyotika. No, I think it is called. That is one more movie on education. She used to be the HM, and one more. That was also a very nice thing, which brought out the. It
Yes.
is
Jyotika
nice.
ma'am, right? Yes.
Jyotika, yes.
She eats the
That's
tiffin with a small student. She shares the tiffin.
yes, ma'am. A small, tiny boy used to be. It was a wonderful movie. Nice movies are being made.
Yes, dear.
Nice movies,
Yes,
and
dear.
it is good thing. Good thing.
Yes, dear. There are many producers who have produced beautiful movies in Tamil, and really it inspires all of us. The way they bring out the human emotions, the truth, the reality. What they present in the Tamil movies is the basic reality of life. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, we go ahead with the next question. Now, apart from being a teacher, apart from being the principal, apart from being in the academic sector, have you taken off some time, gone on a vacation with family? If yes, which was that place?
We
Which
went to
place?
Singapore. Singapore, we went in 2011, I suppose. We went to Singapore. Nice place. Very nice place. Very quiet, very clean. It was very peaceful to be in Singapore. We stayed for some 5 days or so and we turned back. We went to Malaysia, Twin Towers, everything we visited with family. And we have been to Ooty also. We go very rarely on this holidays. Once we went to Ooty, once we went to Singapore. Both very nice trips.
Yes, dear.
Singapore is a nice place.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Dear ma'am, what is that one thing you love about yourself? This is Elizabeth. I love myself. I respect myself because this is the core quality of mine.
Yes. You know, I did MA English Literature and we came across a lot of authors. And my favorite is William Wordsworth. One of his poems says, "My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky." My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. And it was so when I became a young man. It should be even till my old age. If it doesn't exist in me, let me cease to live. That's what he says. And that poem, it went deep in my heart because I too feel the same way. I always try to be the child I was. And I see to it that it is not lost. And one way I retain my childhood innocence and purity is attaching myself with nature. That is one way I try to be with the accompaniment of nature wherever possible. If you are traveling to some place, say Madurai or somewhere we have to go, I lose myself in the scenery on the roadside. I attach myself with nature and I get so much of comfort and solace in that. I love that. I don't lose myself completely. I take it as nourishment so that that same childhood happiness and that mentality is never lost in me. That part I always appreciate. When we get into trouble or when we lose some peace, attaching yourself with nature gives that peace back to you, and you feel rejuvenated. That's what that's a theory, and I like and I am happy about that also. That's
Yes,
my famous
dear.
poem. What's the poem you can say?
Yes, thank you for sharing that beautiful poem and getting connected to nature to heal and to, re-energize yourself. That is really beautiful. Thank you very much. I would love you to repeat the poem once again for us. Like if you could read the poem, that would really be nice, such that we could really get to know more about how we could also influence our lives through the writings of William Wordsworth.
I'll read that poem, ma'am. I'll read that poem.
Yes, dear.
My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. The child is the father of the man, and I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety. So the lecturer who taught us, he started with this point: the child is the father of the man, and he spent hours explaining this line to us. How could you say the child is the father of the man? Man only is the father of the child. Why Wordsworth is saying like this? He questioned us. And I was able to tell the child is the father of the man means the child who you are becomes the man who you are now. So the trends and the qualities and everything what you had in your childhood makes you what you are, even when you become old or something like that. And this poem was very much, what I can say, it stood in my heart.
Yes,
Is it
dear.
nice? Was it nice?
Yes, it was superb. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Nice poem.
Yeah, God bless you for that. And thank you for sharing that on request again. Thank you. Dear ma'am, I'd like to come back to the next question.
Okay.
About sports and games.
Yes.
First, we'll go to your childhood. Did you ever participate in any sports and games?
That is sports, and I am not a big player, but I like to play. I didn't get into any sports or any games, but when we have to play, these small games, running, throwing, jumping, skipping. Skipping is my favorite thing. I was very good in skipping. I could do fast skipping in my 10th standard and all. I used to do a lot of skipping. And my father, no, he belonged to a that is a seashore village called Kailpatnam. He used to take us to the seashore, and he used to make us run along the shore. Offhand, we used to run, and I was the first always. All children used to run. So this running and playing, everything, it makes us happy, Playing makes us happy, and we feel so much of energy in that. And after becoming in our B.Ed training, we are given the training of a PT teacher also. Physical education becomes a part of the syllabus, and we have to conduct PT classes for the children. There I learned how to make the children active, how to make everyone involved into some activity. One period a week, that's what we allot, and in that period we try to make all the children play, and that is very much important because all the children are locked inside houses. So the PT period is the one period which makes them get all the energy, sunlight, happiness, everything is in that PT period only. So, and I appreciate sports and games. Many games are very good. This popularity, like this cricket, football, that is not our area. That is left to others. As teachers and as real trainers, we make use of the time. PT period is fully utilized. That is my point.
Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you. Yes, friends, join me now to go ahead on this beautiful journey, getting to know about our celebrity today. She is Miss Elizabeth, the principal of a beautiful school. Ma'am, we would like to know the name of your school from you.
Our school name is MANUELMONY Matriculation Higher Secondary School, located in Palavakkam, Chennai. Chennai 41. MANUELMONY is my father-in-law's name.
That's really
He's
nice.
also from Nagercoil. In Nagercoil, they have a unique way of writing money as MONY. We write MANY. They write it as MONY.
Yes, dear. That's really nice. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. MANUELMONY School, and ma'am is the principal of that wonderful school where she focuses on bringing a balance in the mind, body, and the soul of a child. Dear ma'am, we'll talk about change. Which area in the world you would want to focus your energy and bring a change? Now, when we look at the world, there is a lot of change to be brought about. We have to bring perfection in different areas. Which area you want to focus and bring about a change?
When we think about the world, ma'am, the one quality that the world has really missed out, in my point of view, is tolerance. Tolerance was one virtue in our country. I'm talking about our country. Worldwise, I am not able to tell now. Our country, we had a good balance between all the different sectors. Lot of people are living. There was a tolerance, but nowadays the tolerance is slowly getting lost. They want only themselves to be in the upfront. That is going on in India. That is that is causing very bad results, crushing a lot of things. Like people are being crushed like ants beneath an elephant. There is no one to talk about them. Only the big powers are rising, and a lot of things are going on. If we can change, we should teach the children to be tolerant. They should learn tolerance. They are not going to lose anything. Everybody will become great individuals, and there will be no competition. Each one should be content. Then there is no competition, there is no rivalry, there is no big and low. So all difference will be eliminated. It's not immediately possible because it has slowly entered into the system. So what we can do, what I am doing, I'm teaching my children from the LKG children, I'm teaching them to love others, love your neighbor, be kind, love your friends. So when we teach them to love each other from the earlier stage and help others, share, in that way they will forget the differences. They will learn to treat others as equals. That is what I always feel, and I uh, I teach, I preach, and I also practice that. I don't see any difference. I don't treat anyone as lower, and I don't treat myself as superior. I always try to be equal with anyone whom I meet. And I wish people learn from me also how to treat others as equal. Never treat anyone badly. I never treat anyone badly. Even though I am in a position to get angry and scold and do lot of things, I never do that. I always see to it that the point is conveyed to them sweetly. And in this fact, I have Mahatma Gandhi as my what to say, my role model. Mahatma Gandhi and also Jesus. So what they said, by doing good, by being polite or being good to him, you make him change permanently. That's what Gandhi says. Other methods will not make him change. Even it may be a superficial change. But when you do it from your heart, the change which you bring in the opponent's heart and mind will be a permanent change. So that concept of Gandhiji, I got it deep rooted in my mind. I got the exposure to Gandhi's autobiography when in my 4th standard. We wrote an exam on Gandhi and this thing. சத்திய சோதனை அப்படின்னு அந்த புக்கு 4th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ல எங்களுக்கு கொடுத்தாங்க. அப்ப டெஸ்ட் எழுத வச்சாங்க. அதுல இருந்து நான் காந்தியோட ஒரு ஃபாலோவராவே நான் ஆயிட்டேன். In my degree, I finished a certificate course in Gandhian thought, and there is a diploma course in Gandhian thought also. So along with my MA, B.Ed, MPhil, I put CGT and DGT also, diploma in Gandhian thought. So in that way, we can bring about a good change in the society. That's my point of view.
Excellent, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy when you said at the age, when you were in 4th class, you were
Yes,
introduced to that beautiful book, no? Based on Gandhiji's life. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You've also completed a certain course based on Gandhism, right?
Yes.
Wonderful, ma'am. And congratulations. And we need many more people like you to go ahead in the path of non-violence, peace, tolerance, which you've said, we need tolerance, which is missing in the world. And I really get all of that, treat everyone equally.
Yes,
yes, dear. And when we do that, the world will be a beautiful place.
Yes, ma'am, really.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, with all your experience in the academic sector, how would you differentiate between smart work and hard work?
Yes. Smart work and hard work. By smart work evolved from hard work. That's what I used to think, because this concept of smart work, it evolved only recently. Previously, we had only hard work. Hard work is, there is no substitute for hard work. This is what our lecturers taught us also. This concept of smart work has evolved recently. The basic thing from my observation is, one person doing all the work is hard work, and that one person Delegating the work to his subordinates and completing the work is smart work. So that thing is the difference between hard work and smart work from my point of view. Am I right, ma'am, in this?
Yes, yes, perfect, perfect. No, it really, it's a big takeaway for me.
Yeah.
Personally also. Yes, it's hard work, but then when you delegate the work to the right kind of people, then that becomes smart work. You don't need to do everything alone then and take all the pressure. Give them equally, delegate the work properly. Yes. And simplify the work. That is smart work. Yes, dear ma'am. I really appreciate that. It's a big takeaway for me and thank you for that. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Dear ma'am, any dream projects for the future?
Dream projects from, that is from my point of view.
Yes,
ma'am. I want to improve from matriculation school to CBSE school. From this, we have reached 50 years, 73 to 2023. We have crossed 50 years. And I want to start a CBSE school where the whole stream of education is different. That is my dream project, I can say.
Yes, dear.
One more thing, ma'am, that is the system of examination that is in practice, in Tamil Nadu, nearby everywhere. There also we have to bring a change. That examination system, now it is a common question, same for all the students, There also we need to bring a change because all the students are not the same. The capacity to understand, grasp things, to memorize, and to bring it into the paper, it varies from students to students. But we are presenting one question paper for all type of students. So if I had the power to bring some kind of reformation, I would reform the examination system. There should be some kind of reformation because we get the same fees. We put all types of children, but the children are not same. We have children with dyslexia. Dyslexia is there. Those children suffer a lot. They are not able to concentrate. They are not able to write. I pity all the children. I never get angry with children who are not able to write or anything. I pity them. I try to find out ways how I can make him write. Because we know the fact that they are dyslexic. Their brain goes, it undergoes a lot of stress and pressure when we force them to write. But he is very good in oral. You ask him the answer, he will tell all the answers orally. But he won't be able to write. And he will be banned as a poor student because he fails in the written examination. So I wish there is a reformation in the examination system. Only God can help in that. If he wills, no change will come.
Yes, dear. Hopefully there should be a change because there are many students who suffer like with dyslexia and dyscalculia as well. Even numbers also they are unable to recognize,
Yes,
right?
lot of things are there. It's a vast area. Dysgraphia is there. Dyscalculia, as you said, dyslexia.
Yes, dear. And when we ask them orally, they will answer, but writing is a problem for them, Ilama?
They cannot write. Their brain doesn't allow them to, what to say, they cannot even, this ADHD is also one problem. ADHD is function deficiency syndrome, something comes. That also, poor children. They get scolded, they get beaten. Each teacher will bring one child. மேம் இவனை என்னால அடக்கவே முடியல அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு பீரியட்லயாவது இழுத்துட்டு வந்து விட்டுருவாங்க. Such pathetic children are there. But those children will be very creative. Very creative. You give him a small bit of paper, he will make it into what to say, some animal. He can make a rocket, he can make a boat. So there are many differences, but the examination is one that we have to choose.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing the broad, way of understanding the educational sector, understanding the students first, and wanting the best for the students. As I earlier mentioned, you want the growth for every single individual. The students who are just normal and can go ahead, there are certain students who have certain learning disabilities, allowing them also to come into the mainstream and be respected. Wonderful. Dear ma'am, on this beautiful journey in your academic as well as personal life, how many best friends have stood by you? And if yes, many best friends, many close friends, would you like to share their names, dear?
Yes, ma'am. One friend I can say, we lost touch after our degree. And I got her back in 2021 only. I got her back. She is staying in the US. Her name is Shantini. Very best friend. We were very best friends when we were in school. After college, we didn't get any chance. But when she spoke to me, she's the same as I saw her. She motivated me. Only after her motivation, I got to write this book, ma'am. See, she has written one word of appreciation. She wrote for me with her photograph. She's staying in the US. This is one best friend I can say. And one more girl, Muthulakshmi is there. She did her MSc, but she didn't go to work and all. She is just a housewife. She's also a best friend of me. And one more person in Tuticorin by name Jacinta, very good friend of me. That's all. We are not able to communicate. There are nowadays so many groups have started. Friends group with all friends, no. In our times, friendship was very limited. Only 2 or 3 friends only I have.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all of your friends with us, ma'am. And we send a lot of love to all the friends out there who are connected with our celebrity. She's Miss Elizabeth, a principal of MANUELMONY School, Matriculation High School, Higher Secondary School. Am I getting that right? Yes. And that is at Palavakkam, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, the best day you feel connecting to the students, like, is it the students doing the primary section or the pre-primary section or the higher secondary section? I mean, where do you find the happiness when you go on your rounds as a principal? Where do you feel that pleasure? Yes, my students are doing well.
That is definitely the primary section. When we are stressed up and we are into a lot of struggle, you know, I drop the pen and I go to the primary section. Such a lovely place to be, ma'am, really. Anybody, they will find so much of, there is a magic in their presence, I can say. They won't do anything. Simply they will say, good morning, ma'am, that's all. But their presence, you know, when we are with them, we get a total change of our mood. It's a wonderful feeling to be with them. That's all. Children,
Yes.
primary children, they're the best to be. Now, there is always a chance for us to teach them. Always an occasion to share with them, to tell stories, to tell about higher thoughts we can share with them. That's there is magic in their presence, I will say. That's my experience.
Yes.
It's a wonderful.
I agree with you 100%. It's a magical feeling, a magical effect on us when we are with those children at the primary level. You know, they are so sweet. When they say, good morning, ma'am, good morning, teacher, it really feels really good. And they do it with honesty. There is nothing like hidden within them. You know, it's like pure love, genuine love.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yes. Much appreciated, ma'am, for sharing all of this. Thank you so much. Yes, dear. Yes, dear friends, we've been on this beautiful journey getting to know about how ma'am is able to manage her school, students, understand the educational system, the pattern of the education, the pattern of examination, and how students should benefit from it, every student. And we've learned a lot. And my dear friends, we'd like to conclude this session and take 10 minutes break and be back after the break in part 2. Like as you see in the educational system, there is a small interval, right, ma'am? We take a small break of 10 minutes, dear, and we are back again.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am? Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, dear. So, dear friends, we'll be joining you back very soon in just another 10 minutes. So, stay tuned for part 2. We are going to connect with our celebrity.